Hello guys, welcome to Swift TV.
Our story starts off with a living doll waking up in her room. She changes into a maid costume and eats before going to serve her master, Kate. She walks into the room and greets her shadow. She tries to give her worker without pay a name but decides to do it later. The maid begins cleaning the room, but she begins to wonder about Kate's appearance. She explains that the shadow people at the manor constantly release soot when they feel strong emotions, as the maid continues cleaning, but she proves that blondes have negative IQ by breaking the things around her. The klutz wonders if she is malfunctioning, but she doesn't know how to fix herself. The maid begins cleaning the mess she made with her clothes, but Kate comes to scold her for it, because living dolls are supposed to be the faces of their shadow masters, so she must never neglect her appearance. The maid suddenly collapses on the floor and prepares to become a hashtag, but Kate realizes that she is just hungry and feeds her with good food. The maid begins stuffing her face and eats until nightfall, when they then go to bed. The next day, the maid overcomes her blondness and cleans all the soot early, so they decide to play cards, where Kate realizes that her doll might be a little special because she can't read. Kate tells her to wake up early tomorrow so they can have reading class before she cleans, but of course she overslept and arrived late to see a pissed-off Kate waiting for her. She tells her to clean the room while she bathes, which she somehow accomplishes with surprising speed, so Kate sends her to take a shower, but her stupidity has no bounds as she somehow managed to fork that up. Kate decides to give her a makeover, which the maid praises her for. Hearing this, Kate sits down and laughs for the first time, then decides that it's time to give her a name, so she names her living doll Emilico after the hero of her favorite book. The next day, Kate wakes up hating herself because everything she touches gets dirtied by soot, while Emilico wakes up shining like the sun as she eats stale bread and gets ready for her maid work. She enters Kate's room and finds it a mess, but Emilico is now a master of the secret art cleaning technique and low diffs the room. She returns to her box when another maid, Mia, brings Emilico to the room they'll be cleaning, where she sees many other workers who don't get paid. Mia introduces her to the other members of their team, who are team leader Rosemary and Quiet Lou. Emilico falls from shock about how big the plantation actually is. Then Rosemary gives her cleaning equipment and continues the indoctrination by making her do free labor with them. Emilico rushes back to Kate, being overly optimistic about completing her work for the day. She goes to get a blowjob and returns after being sucked off to continue her day by cleaning Kate's room, but Emilico accidentally spills a glass of water, but she uses her quick thinking and grabs the doll to absorb the mess. Kate gets angry at Emilico for damaging her doll and scolds her before leaving for a bath. Emilico goes to her box and begins to cry, but decides that she is going to make a new doll for Kate and apologizes to her. Kate accepts her gift and apologizes to Emilico for not making her rules about the doll clear, before sending Emilico to continue her free labor, when the doll that she made for herself drops, so she decides to test the fall damage. Kate rushes to the door and breaks the rules by going outside for the first time, where she sees that Emilico didn't get hurt. They decide to go back, where they encounter another shadow, Sarah, and her doll Mia. Emilico tries to introduce Kate to her, but Mia only mimics her shadow and expresses her emotions. Sarah begins scolding Emilico for not expressing Kate's emotions but instead her own, then leaves feeling disappointed in them. Emilico walks while being depressed that she's bad at being a doll, but Kate cheers her up, then sends her to her box, where Emilico begins to wonder what the shadow house actually is. The next morning, Emilico walks down the hall where she sees Mia. She reveals to her that it was her shadow's emotions she was showing and not actually her own. Then they decide to give her a full tour of the children's wing of the house. They show her many rooms in the massive mansion until Emilico sees a locked hallway, where the group reveals that it's the debut hall where shadows and their living dolls are tested to see if they can become an adult. She begins to wonder what happens if someone fails the test, so Mia explains that the purpose of the dolls is to be devoted to the shadow family, and dolls that are not useful are discarded. A bell suddenly begins ringing and all the free workers begins equipping full gear. The team reveals that if soot isn't cleaned, they can form together into creatures called scorches that can fuse to make phantoms that attack people. The cleaners smash the phantom, but it turns into scorches and runs away, so they chase after it and enter a room. When Rosemary suddenly comes in and is attacked, it begins suffocating her and forms a phantom to take her as a hostage. Mia goes under Rosemary to stop the phantom from necking her, while Lou goes to get water to spray the creature, but the monster's too tall, so quick thinking Emilico goes for a vase and throws water over the creature to save the life of her teammate. Rosemary gets up and walks into a wall, and they realize that she has soot sickness, so the medics come in and takes her away. The next day, Emilico travels with the remainder of her team to the bath. She goes through many wash cycles with Mia, and Emilico begins realizing that not all shadows are as patient as Kate. They meet back up with Lou along with Rosemary, who explains that she has been cured from the soot sickness by drinking water. Emilico goes back to Kate and tells her all that happened. She begins to complain that the dolls aren't where they should be, but Emilico tells Kate that they are moving on their own. Kate scolds her for lying, but the doll suddenly jumps in the air. They test if Kate is the one causing it, and it's revealed that she's the reason. Emilico reveals that she made the dolls from Kate's soot, so that's why she has the ability to control them. Kate begins training to control her new power, to the amazement of Emilico, but decides that because no information is known about her ability, they must keep it a secret from everyone else. In the morning, the dolls get scolded by the leader of the Star Bearer, Barbie. She accuses them of being lazy in cleaning and causing a phantom to be formed, but Mia tries to give her an excuse and gets a tummy tuck as her prize. Emilico calls the psycho Barbie mean and gets her attention, but is saved by Sean, who knocks her over accidentally because he can't see well. He gets fisted by Ricky for disrespecting a Star Bearer, when Rem suddenly knocks over a jar. The demon Loli goes over and blames her for causing everything, but Emilico tries to help her, so Barbie decides to assign Emilico, Sean, and Rum to figure out what caused the phantom on top of their free labor. In the night, Emilico and her team decide to wander the hall to investigate, but they discover nothing unusual. They explore the halls night after night, but they find no leads on the phantom, so on the fifth night Sean comes in clutch with sleeping bags for everyone so they can get some rest. Emilico thanks Sean for saving her from Barbie. When Rum suddenly begins crying because she's useless, Emilico has maxed charisma and cheers her up, but they begin hearing something coming in the distance, so Rum does the race thinking it's a phantom. While Emilico and Sean are confronted by a veiled doll, who takes care of the manor while everyone's asleep. They wander the mansion while looking for Rum and finds a door that leads down a dark hall. The pair travels down the path, but Emilico activates a trap that almost made her past tense, so they decide to go back, but Rum suddenly screams through a wall, leading Emilico to jump through the hidden door and finds her in a dark room. They see many scorches beginning to form, but Emilico plays Mario, so she knows what to do. A phantom suddenly forms and Sean decides to beat it to unalive. Emilico catches it in a blanket and Sean scores a goal to eliminate the monster. They realize that a trapdoor is loose and goes up to see soot falling from the pipe that comes together to form scorches, which then turn into phantoms. The next day, Barbie dismisses the case because no one was responsible for the phantom's attack. Emilico gets congratulated by her team for solving the mystery, then heads back to Kate's room. She tells Emilico that their debut exam is tomorrow, to her surprise. They practice facial expressions before Kate sends her to get some sleep. Meanwhile, all the other Shadow Masters and their living dolls prepare for the debut in their own unique ways to ensure they'll pass. That will be all for today. Like the video if you liked the video, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching, and remember to stay swifty.